Thank you, Craig.
You want to make a statement, or you move to put the questions?
Well, thanks for having me. Super excited about the 2022 season. It's been great so far. We've been into preseason for over a week, so we've been doing 2-a-days. We've had two games already, 2 exhibition games. The girls look sharp. You know, it's really nice and cool outside, some great breezes, so we're really enjoying the weather. And, you know, just developing the team quite quickly, so we're excited about that. Anybody have any questions about the season, or?
Yeah, I think you've made 5 straight NCAA appearances. You're going for your 6th. You lost some pretty formidable players. I know you've got some good ones coming, so what's your mindset in terms of continuing this streak and continuing to go deep in the postseason?
Yeah, it's a great question, and I think an important one for all coaches to be very, reflective after the season, after your previous season, about how you're going to move forward. You don't want to just, leave the season behind and hope for the best with the transition of old players and new players. I think that we've shown as a program we know how to recruit, so I'm confident that we have the same level of talent. We're not going to have a level of drop talent, but how do we forge forward beyond where we've been before, right? So we've been consistent in the NCAA, gotten to the Sweet 16, but we want this program to continue and grow and move forward. So, reflecting upon that, a couple things. One, interesting with the rule change, we don't go into overtime, so that does, impact our model of play, but perhaps in a good way for us. So we have to be thinking about how we can be more effective in the final third, a little bit more dangerous during the regular, time of the game and that 90-minute time slot, because we don't have that extra 20 minutes. And we use that extra 20 minutes well in our program. That was part of our model. We kept possession. We normally had 80% of the possession, tires teams down, and then in overtime we're scoring goals. We were never panicked by that. But now knowing that time got shorter and wanting to be more potent in the final third, that culmination, I think, helped us. So we've been very focused in preseason on that. The girls will tell you, very demanding when we're finishing on goal, looking for precision, excellence, looking for habits that we can retain and continue when we're in the game. And I would say in previous seasons that we've been very focused on the model of play in our build and in the middle third. And the final third, we were letting somewhat take care of itself. And now we're taking a little bit sharper and more care in that final third. And then also, we've been a program that has been blessed with some video capabilities. The Spidio which is a video camera analysis on our practice field and our game field. We have Instat. We have the iPads in games. We have our exercise science that has the latest technology for what our output is and our loads should be. And now for this season, we want to maximize that. So I think we've done a good job, good use of that. But going into this season, we want to use our video better. So we're going to once a week have video breakdown within our groups, our different pods, our forwards, midfielders, defenders, or different groups that work together. And then halftime, we actually will come into this room. We're looking to raise money for our own soccer video room, which I think is really important for our future. But until we have that opportunity, we'll be coming in here at halftime, and we'll be using clips at halftime to show a better picture. And we did it for our first exhibition games, and I think the girls will attest that visual makes a big difference. You can talk about it, you can write the X's and O's, they can understand what you're talking about, but this generation is super visual. They were on their phone right before they came in here, right? So everything that they're learning, the roadmap for them for success is something that they can see. So we're really trying to improve for them individually on the field, and then as a group collectively, our tactical adjustments at halftime. So excited about that change.
Team going to the NCAA tournament in Florida, how do you use the portal?
How do we use the portal?
Yeah.
We use it well. I mean,
Is that a big push because you're in Florida, great weather, you're in a school that's showing that it's going to the tournament every time? It's got to get people to go to the portal to look at it.
yeah, I mean, I'm excited about the players that we've had. Off the top of my head, Meg Kavanagh, which was with us last year, she was great. It's not easy. We had Kaylee Verpelle, who's now our director of ops. But those were 2 examples of players that had 1 year for us, but were impact. Both of them came off the bench, but big players for us off the bench in critical, minutes. And now we have 3 players from the portal and 2 that are shaping up to be either starters or players that are getting significant minutes for us. And all three have impacted the dynamics of our team. So you're right. We are on top of it. We try to, look at the players the minute they come in, see if they're the right fit for us, if it's what we're looking for. But in our talks about the way we're shaping out our future of recruiting, that is going to continue to be a massive tool for us, because you're right. I mean, anybody who's spent 4 years up north really should consider the transfer.
Who are you counting on as your leaders? Who are the people who are going to carry this team in your
I mean, I think you can, of course, Martinez, 5th year senior, the perspective as a goalkeeper. She's a leader. She wants to go on and play pro, so she's super driven. This summer was a great glimpse for any of the pro coaches and an opportunity for those programs to see her. She was the best goalkeeper this summer in the semi-pro league. She got the Golden Glove. Her team won the championship because of her. So super excited about Martinez and her leadership back there. And then we cultivate our leadership group. So you'll see Lucy Roberts step up. She's a 4th year senior and hopefully coming back for her 5th year. But Lucy's super vocal, a lot of energy, very courageous in her personality and her attempt to lead the team. For me, you want a group of leaders that are gonna help make the feeling of what you want as a coach contagious. So whatever it is that I want done on the field, can they make it contagious? Can they wrap their arms around the whole group? Because I'm not always with them. But when I'm not there, are they an extension of me and the way I want this ship to sail and how I want it to go? Can they do that? And that's spending time together. So, Cammie and Maya have also spent a lot of time with me. And Maddie Swartz, which is a young one, but a tremendous leader coming down the pipe. So I have 5 or 6 great girls that are extensions of their coaching staff. They know our heart, they know our direction, they know our passion, so they can speak a lot freer when we're not around about what we're trying to accomplish and how to accomplish it. And so far, I mean, if you even just come out to attend our practice, which I would welcome you to do, it's got great energy, right? Enthusiasm, just great active listening, everybody's engaged. So, I mean, there's no divide either. I'm not seeing, we have a huge freshman class, massive, or, incoming class, we'll say that. And you can't tell which ones they are. They've integrated so quickly and so well, and a lot of that peer leadership is why. But also, I think, again, there's an excitement about the ability on this team, too. So it's going good.
You've had like a primary scorer the last 5 years or so. This year, is it going to be more of a concerted effort? I've seen George years ahead. I've seen, Kendall, I'm guessing, is somebody you're looking for more goals. Or could it be you don't need to look at one person, it could be more spread out?
I think it's too early to say that right now. Again, we've talked a lot about that final third. So even like Kiri and Leah, 2 of our midfielders, attacking midfielders, if you will. Kiri's already scored 1 goal, but when we do like shooting and finishing, she is probably one of the best, the most accurate. She's got the best range. Lucy, I mean, unfortunately, she's a defender, but she is one of our better finishers, both with her feet and her head. So excited about that. You nailed it with Georgia. I mean, she can strike the ball with both feet. She's extremely good in the air. Kendall Lincoln is getting a lot more dangerous on her 1v1s, and we see her in those situations. The transfer from Syracuse, Meg, very accurate with both feet, very pacey. And then our striker, Isaiah, is, she's very good back to goal, and she's quite dangerous with her head. So we'll see how that develops. It's still early. I mean, Sarita and Viv are coming back from national team duties, and I feel like when you come back from that situation, you got that confidence. Leah working on some distance shooting, but, I would say a collective effort. Hopefully 1 or 2 of them step up and contribute on the heavier side for the amount of points that we get, but I think it'll be collective.
And you mentioned Kiri, and it looked to me like she had that more of a going forward mentality. And speak about your other folks that were not just in the running, but got to play in the under-20 World Cup. What's the timeline for them? Unfortunately, they were eliminated.
Yeah. I mean, it was awesome to watch them play. Both of them were involved in the last game. Viv involved in both games. It was great for our whole team to get to support them and watch them play. As coaches, we're able to analyze them and we'll be able to bring back some things that they can work on, but mostly just the confidence and leadership. You just represented your country. I mean, it's incredible. It's a great opportunity, and they deserve to be there. They're both 2 of the hardest working players that we have, tremendous athletes. So looking for that confidence that they should have from the opportunity of wearing the red and the white, coming back and bringing that confidence into our group and just, continuing to raise the level from there. But we'll slowly integrate them in. Everybody that's been here for preseason has been working hard and putting together a good product. So, we're in a blessed situation where we don't have to panic about them jumping in immediately. I'd really love to introduce Craig Cuff, if you wouldn't mind coming up, Craig. I don't get to do this very often, but Craig is our first and only Iron Bull for women's soccer, and he gets me excited about women's soccer. So I just wanted him to talk quickly about the program.
Yes.
And see if you guys had any questions for him.
Perfect. So I didn't even know this was happening. So anyhow, I met Coach Denise about 4 years ago. Her father's in an Alzheimer house with my father, and I'm on the board of directors at the business school over here at USF. And I met her there, and her father unfortunately passed away like a week later. And I said, hey, you know what? It's right in my backyard. I want to do some mentoring. What goes on after soccer? How do we make a difference? How do we make an impact? And so I met with Coach. This was 3.5 years ago? This will be our 4th year. And went out to the practice. And I played soccer. I grew up playing soccer. I started 4 years at Jesuit, not that it's at this level. So I had daughters that played, but they played rec. I wasn't expecting much. I came out. I go, Coach, these girls are animals. I go, they're unbelievable. I go, are you guys any good? She goes, we're ranked 12 in the country. I go, I grew up in Tampa, went to USF, I'm on the board. How do I not know that? How can I make an impact? How can I make a difference? So we went to lunch, and I said, how much money do you guys get? How much do you raise? And she goes, my goal this year is $3,000. I said, Coach, my goal is 25. So I'm going to teach you that side, and I'm going to try and make a difference, impact to the Lady Bulls that what's going to go on after sports, right? And that's the biggest impact. So I've been fortunate enough to own about 6 or 7 different businesses. So I will take them if they ask, and I have them go through Coach, and then I'll have them sit down with my different business partners, females, males, and get a different perspective on what is going to happen after soccer. Now, some people might make it. Evelyn, she got a gold medal, which was really exciting, but not everyone's going to make it in sports. I thought I was going to be a professional football player. I barely got out of high school. So how do you make an impact? How do you make a difference? So my goal this year is to raise $30,000 for the program. So yeah, we can do that too. So I'm just trying to make a difference, make an impact, and get Coach out here and give her more support, get her on the radio, get her in front of the cameras, because she's such a great coach. The one thing that I've learned from Coach Denise is I have 3 daughters. She's not just their soccer coach. She's their mom. She knows every person's grades. She knows what they're doing. She knows who they're dating. She knows if they're getting in trouble, and she looks after them. She does. Am I right or wrong? If I had a daughter I would want her to play for Coach Denise. I mean, she's the best. Any questions?
What's your business, Greg?
So my business, I sold my main business. It was called Cable Link Communications, and I did work with Spectrum and Bright House. And then I have a company called Quipsys Thrive that I've opened up. And I try and get a little bit from each one of those companies. Then I go out, and I grew up in Tampa. And I tried to do a challenge with other of my friends and go, hey, what's the goal differential is $1,000. So trying to raise money, come up with different ideas. But, you max out, if you're playing a bad team, you max out at $3,000 or $5,000. So we're trying to come up with different ideas to make an impact, because they get the hand-me-downs. They don't get what they need to have. So I figured if we can do this at a smaller level with the ladies, maybe we can take it to the next sport, the baseball, and then do mentoring, life after sports, because not everyone's going to make money playing professional sports.
So,
And you wrote about me back in high school.
I do.
You're surprised I'm not.
I think you're on the
It was me or Tom Brady. Yeah, it was either me or Tom Brady, but yeah.
So technology, that's your business?
Yeah, one of my companies, we're leading edge passive optical network. We do a lot of wireless. Like our best example would be if a JW Marriott, we make sure all the communication works in there, so that you get cellular coverage, that your TV, your door locks, everything.
That's your current business?
That's one of them. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep.
And this, again, a chance encounter.
Mm-hmm.
You just got taken taken
Is it-
by her and wanted to be
yeah.
part of it?
Well, it was, well, you know, it was I think it was 4th of July, and the World Cup, the Women's World Cup was there, and I went to go visit my dad at the Alzheimer's place, and she was up there with her mom, and I was watching the women's soccer, and her mom goes, "Did you watch the USA today?" And I go, "Yeah, it was a great game, but that keeper for the other team was amazing." She goes, my daughter coached her." I go, "You're the coach at USF," and that's how I met her. And so I said, you know what, I want to do something, I want to make a difference, impact, because I've been very fortunate with, you know, I was lucky to graduate college. And and so you want to give back, and how do you make a difference, how do you make an impact in people's lives and be remembered? So I think that's what everyone should do.
USF class of what?
USF class of 91, I should have been 89.
Okay, business,
You know when I graduated high school?
85?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
crazy.
right?
Rain Man,
Yeah. Business school.
yes, finance.
And you're on the
Yep.
board of directors at
Yes,
at the
yep,
Business
the move,
School?
yep,
Okay. And you always lived in Tampa?
born and raised.
And you joined the Iron Bulls
Mm-hmm.
with the proviso that the money goes to women's soccer?
Straight to Denise.
Yeah,
Yep.
that was,
Or,
that was the deal.
yes.
Yeah. And, just underserved, I mean, excellence going on with underserved, you want,
Well,
Whatever you-
my idea is, okay, so I'm just one person. If I have an idea, let's start where you can kind of control it and you can get results. And if we have good results, then we go to the next level. Go to softball, go to football, you know, to where you get more people involved, you get more energy, you get more people giving back, getting more people mentoring. And, you know, so it's been a rocky challenge, but it's been fun. So there's been a lot of ups and downs business-wise, so it's been a little tricky, but we're committed to getting back to it this year.
so it's providing resources to build or create things, but also to bring in you and your people to teach them.
Right, now, a perfect example is, one of the girls freshman year, she was going into speech pathology, and I said, "Is that really what you want to go into? I know someone that owns her own business, why don't you go spend 3 days with her and get an idea and do the, you know, and give them different ideas or different things to think about, you know, what are you gonna do in the future?" I laugh because I go, "I don't know what I want to do." You don't know what you want to do when you're 19 years old. And I'm like going, I'm 55 right now. I still don't know what I want to do, right? Because we don't know. No one gave me guidance when I was graduating high school, what field I should go into or where I should make some money. I kind of bounced into, I got lucky. So how do you make a difference or an impact and give someone your point of view and give them an option to see 10 other people when you're 19 years old or 20 years old, and go meet people that have made it in life and learn about their situations and what they were going through when they were the same age. It comes a lot better. Like when I try and tell my daughter something, they won't listen. So I get my business partners to tell them, and it's gospel. So hearing it from someone different makes an impact, makes a difference, so.
And what you said earlier about, you know, her mom tells you, oh, she coached the goalie and
Yeah.
and also just, you're ranked number 12, like.
Yeah,
so
how do I not know
yeah, I
that?
did not know that.
And then I said, "Coach, why aren't you on the radio? Why aren't you talking on Sports 620? Guess what? She got on the radio the next day.
Yeah.
And I made you say, "Hey, we're gonna win a championship this year."
Helps me.
Yeah.
So, no, it's been a lot of fun. It's been very rewarding.
Yeah.
I mean, he's involved in so many things in the Tampa Bay area in terms of community service. And do you want to talk about, are you with the National Junior Honor Society?
No, I'm with Junior Achievement. I've been with them for like 20, yeah, I've been with them for about 22 years, so. No, I don't want to make this about me. I mean, really.
It's amazing to just understanding where he's coming from. This is his heart, you know? That's who he is. Well, thank you
Any
so
more
much.
questions? Thank you.
Yeah.
No, but I'll give you one.
Yeah.
Craig Lunch is out there with Kaylee out by the library. Lucy or Marty, you're up. Do you want them to go together?
Yeah, I know.
No, we don't. Come on, let's go together.
Okay.
And then with your goalkeepers and everything else.
Just talk about your summer, let people know, how many games you played and kind of like how cool that championship was.
So I think we played around 14 to 15 games all summer, including the semifinals and quarterfinals and the final game. I played at Tormenta FC, out there at Statesboro, Georgia. We ended up going all the way to the championship and ended up winning the championship game, which was a really cool thing to happen for the inaugural year at USL.
Your save, kind of a big save, reminded me of the NCAA tournaments. Was there a similar feeling there? I mean, did it give you that USF memory?
It did, actually. I thought back to when we played Washington, and I made that same save. I was like, wow, doing it there and then coming here and doing it here, it's just crazy.
You guys have, didn't have Viv for the preseason, she's going to look back in, but speak about some of the new ones that are playing back there. Cena is a pretty nice addition on the right side, but it's not just her, of course.
Yeah.
Speak about, like, your new group, newer group.
I'm excited to see these girls come in. I think they add so much more depth to the team, and we've always had that starting lineup, but now everybody's fighting for a spot. It's so much harder now, I think.
And are you fighting for a spot a little bit still?
Oh yeah, always. Always with Arden and Kat and Maddie. They're always pushing me every single day.
Can you speak about your aspirations as a program, your goals for this year?
Get another ring. Love to have a 5th ring for this year. That'd be fantastic. Trying to go all the way this year to get to that NCAA championship game would be absolutely incredible. Since I especially just did it this summer, it'd be so cool to do it again this fall.
What does that take? I mean, I know you guys have been knocking on the door. Is it just get in the tournament and position yourself, and have the ball bounce your way? What's it take to do something like that?
I think so. It takes a lot of heart and a lot of focus on all of our girls. I think a lot of times in the past, some of our seniors have gotten on focus, but I think as long as we can all stay focused and push ourselves all the way and use all of the heart that we have, we'll be able to do it.
What does it feel like putting a clean sheet out there?
It's absolutely incredible. I love having a clean sheet. Coming out and seeing 0 on that scoreboard for our team for their team is absolutely incredible. Means I'm doing my job right.
You mentioned the trying to win championship ultimately, but in conference is difficult in its own way.
Oh, yeah.
It always seems to be Memphis. I think there's another school in the state that's pretty good at soccer as well. I know you've got a ways to go before we get to that part of the schedule, but how challenging is your schedule?
I think we have a pretty good schedule this year. We're playing quite a few SEC schools this year. We even go up to Georgia. A lot of my family went to Georgia for college, so it's kind of cool going back up there and seeing where they played at. So excited to see it. I think it's going to test our limits a lot this year as a team. But I think as long as we do it, we know what we need to do. I think we'll be able to push past it and grow ourselves.
She mentioned you're one of the leaders, obviously. How can you lead specifically from goal? Because sometimes you're far away from the action. What do you take upon yourself to try and exude that leadership?
I make sure that our girls stay focused on like corner kicks and stuff like that. I make sure we're in the right positions, and then I make sure that even if something happens that leads them to come get a shot on goal or whatnot, they don't hold that accountable on themselves. Like if not saying that it would ever happen to Lucy, but if Lucy gets beat and then they get a shot on goal, I'm gonna be there and be like, hey, it's okay. Like next one, we got it. So.
I'm curious about how she scored 3 goals last
Oh,
year,
yeah.
and Vivian has a good shot. How does it work as far as you organizing them when a couple of players at Georgia this last game move forward to make sure that the right people are dropping back? How does that work? Are you yelling instructions the whole time?
I am.
On the bench?
Denise and them do a great job at helping out as well, but when they're focusing on the attack of it all, I have to focus on the defense of it. So I'm yelling at Leah, Emily, all of them to get back and hold. Sometimes I'm yelling at Sarita at the top to watch a man on her right at times when she has to come in third building from a goal kick. So I'm yelling the entire game. There's never a quiet moment coming from my mouth, unfortunately.
When you're facing a penalty shot, you gotta guess one way or the other right away. What goes through your mind? Is there anything that gives it away for a player, or you just say, okay, I gotta put one way or the other?
So I actually don't guess. I'm not very good at, I'm not a goalkeeper that can read the signs. I'm not good at it. I rely on my coaching staff. They really help me out a lot with that. But personally, my first step and with my height, I'm usually quick enough to be able to get a hand on it. So I usually wait until they kick it. So. Oh yeah.
Well, thanks, Marty. Lucy, you're up.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Thank you.
Marty, use that leadership to make sure that presentation is ready when we get up there. So, thanks, honey.
Yes.
I know Georgia had 7 last year, and I think Bacon had more than 3, but do you fancy yourself trying to get on the score sheet a lot more this year, or what?
Yeah, of course. I think the right back position, it means I can get up the field a lot more. And as Denise said, we've been working on crossing and finishing a lot in the final third in practice. And yeah, I think it'll be a good year for our attacking players, like
So-
everyone.
So, you might actually go down and try and serve up some balls this year as opposed to be on the receiving end, or could we see both?
I think both. I think our style of play gives us the freedom to move and be creative and use our brains out there and see what's working. So whatever situation we find ourselves in the game, it's just, yeah.
And I hate to assume this, but I know you had a good relationship with Katie. Has
Yeah.
Georgia been your new bud, and you guys
Yeah.
can connect? You guys can
Yeah,
hook
me
up.
and Casey did have that English connection. I mean, Georgia's great. Like, she's so funny, but we bonded quite quickly. She's my sis on the team, so get to help her out. And it's always nice to have someone that is from the same place, same culture as you. And I think on the field as well, we've been able to link up quite well. So hopefully that'll work out on the field.
Sydney, what is the level of confidence that you have with Sydney in goal? You know, what's it like to play with her?
Of course, I've played with Sid since my freshman year because she's obviously the grade above me. So I think over the past 3 years, now going into our 4th year together, we've been able to really trust each other and make that great connection between each other. We have an understanding of what positions like both of us are going to be in, like when we're playing out from the back or defending crosses or out the corners, like she was saying. So I think having someone behind me that I trust so much in goal really like enables the whole team to have confidence going forward.
Just her, how much of a weapon is her size and what she presents?
Sid is tall. I mean, Sid's size, but also it just helps her ability in goal to do her job. And obviously her accomplishments this summer and in previous years have showed that.
Obviously, you're not from New York.
No.
What brought you here, and talk a little bit about how you grew up playing soccer at your home?
So back at home, I used to play for Liverpool for 5 years from when I was 12 until about 17. And then I joined Manchester United for 1 year when they first made their women's team. And then towards the end of that year, that was my year obviously going into university. So I was looking at different options, and I was on an England camp in about the January of 2019. And a few girls came to speak to us about their experiences over in the States because they played at a few different universities. And I thought, oh, like, this sounds cool, maybe I want to do that. So I called my mom and I was like, oh, like, we should look into it. So then eventually I got into contact with a few different coaches, Denise being one of them, then came over here for my visit in about, that was quite late, it was like end of April, early May. I came to here and West Virginia, I think. But then literally as soon as I stepped on campus and met Denise, just the feel of the whole place, I just thought, I could see myself living here for the next 4 or 5 years. And I just knew this is like where I wanted to be. And Denise's vision for the team was what I wanted to be involved in.
Speak about that vision and your aspirations. I mean, obviously you guys have high goals every year. You're very consistent, and you know, get into that tournament. Who knows what can happen? But
Yeah.
what about just what's being built here? What has been built here, and how you guys are going to advance that?
I think obviously the aspirations of our program are clear. We like to win, and Denise always tells us like we're here to win a national championship. That's our only goal. If you don't aim high, then what's the point in a way? So I think building the program, the past however many years we've won a ring or a championship, and I think we just want to keep doing that going forward and advancing further and further in the tournament until we can be the best.
I should have probably asked her, but you can answer this question. It seems like, for the most part, most games you guys just have the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Control possession. Is that, can you attribute that to something? I know that's what everyone
Yeah.
wants. Maybe you guys look like you're in great shape. Is that part of it?
Yeah, I think practice every single day. We must play about so many rondos. I can't even count. But we obviously like to play possession style soccer. It's one of our strong points. We do it in small areas, big areas at practice, so that we can translate that onto the field. Because our philosophy is if we have the ball, they don't. So if we can move them and then advance up the pitch and score, then it's easier for us to have the ball than be defending.
And then she also talked about the new rule that there's no overtime, so
Mhm.
you guys can't leave it late this year. I know you did in the first game and scored 3 goals, but
Yeah.
not really
I think hopefully it'll give us a bit more urgency because I know no one really likes playing longer than they have to, especially in this heat. But yeah, I think it'll just make it a lot more interesting because obviously more games could then potentially be tied. I don't know what will happen with the conference, but yeah, I think we just know we need to get our job done. And that's always been our philosophy, is like go out there and get our job done anyway, but hopefully this year people might think to, do it a bit quicker.
4 overtime wins in conference last year, but there's no.
I think it was about, when we added up the minutes of how many overtimes we played, it was like a whole other game that we ended up playing, which is,
have to do this year.
yeah.
Forgive my ignorance, but you just tie now?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then in the
Like 20
postseason,
minutes.
you go to an overtime?
Postseason.
Yeah.
And a
Overtime
shootout?
before penalty kicks.
Yeah.
Yeah, but regular season,
90
Right,
minutes.
That's it.
That's just the one
is
point.
it just to preserve the players?
I mean, I wasn't in favor of the change, but yeah, the health of the players and, they just felt like it wasn't necessary in season. It's a necessary part of the, postseason, but at the points are the points, so whether you get 1 or 3, they don't care, right?
I think college soccer is the only place that did it anyway, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Are most of your set pieces coming off corners,
Like attacking or defending?
corner kicks? Most of your sets where you try to move people around or set up or
Yeah,
set
we
up
have-
a specific play?
Yeah, so for corner kicks, Eban has us doing like quite a few different routines, so like short corners or long corners and stuff. We do that quite a bit, yeah. Yeah.
Well, thanks so
Anything
much,
else?
you guys. Thanks, Lucy.
Thank you.
Off the record for everybody who's in here, I just wanted to thank you guys for staying and asking questions and giving us this attentiveness. I feel like whenever we come in here for football, there's tons of press and everybody wants to hear about them. And sometimes you walk in as women's soccer and honestly you feel like a second-rate citizen because half of the room clears out. And it doesn't feel good. And you guys stayed and you gave us the attention and we're a good team here. We've been a good team here. We've proven ourselves. We deserve the press and the attention, but you guys are the ones that are doing it, and I'm really grateful. So from a women's soccer team and perspective, thank you for staying and being patient and giving us this. And the more you can get out on our team, the more it can help USF, help the football team, and help us succeed here. But I am really grateful for you guys, so thank you so much.